Hi, I'm James Doro with James Brewer of RS Technical Services, and today we're going to show you how to replace a bullet connector. What we'll be covering in the bullet connector replacement: Syncon preparation, which is our single conductor cable; bullet preparation, connecting the bullet connector to the Syncon; testing the bullet connector; and sealing the bullet connector. Okay, the tools needed to complete the bullet retermination is a 7/64 hex T handle, a 9/64 hex T handle, a 1/2 inch and a 9/16 wrench, a Dremel tool with a cutting wheel, electrical tape, a replacement compression fitting 1/4 inch, small flathead screwdriver, and small stripping tools, cutter, knife, and small wire stripper. Those are the tools you'll need. This step is going to show us how to remove the protective sleeve and the bullet connector from the Syncon cable. Your damaged Syncon cable, let's say your damage is in this area, you got a kink. You want to tape up this area, and then tape about another 2 inches, tape up on this side, and then cut between the two. What that's going to keep your Syncon cable from doing is fraying out once you cut it. So then you will be able to throw away this section and save this section for your retermination. We'll go ahead and remove the protective sleeve from the bullet. As you see, it has 3 screws that need to be removed. Slide it up the line, and you might have to slide your knuckle up to clear the protective sleeve so you can remove it off properly. Now you will remove the protective sleeve off the bullet connector, which will be exposing your wires. You're going to have your hot and ground from your single conductor cable coming in here, and here's your connectors. So you will need a small standard screwdriver to fit the 2 small screws. You'll loosen those up, pull your wiring out, hot and ground, and then you'll be able to properly remove your Syncon cable after you loosen your compression fitting, and you'll be able to slide the Syncon cable straight out. Like so. Now we're going to prep the Syncon cable for us to remount, reinstall our bullet connector. So we're going to measure back at the tip where we cut off. We're going to measure back 2 1/4 inches and tape it off. That way when we do make our cut right here in front of the tape on that double wrap steel armor Syncon cable, we're not going to fray out right here. So we're going to cut this. Be careful not to cut too deep into our black jacketed coax cable that is underneath the double wrap steel. So we want to make sure we're just removing the double wrap steel and not cutting into the black cable. Now we have removed the double jacketed armor cable and now have exposed the black coax cable. You can remove your tape and now slip on your number 6 nut. I'll make sure you get that up and over on the double armored cable like so. And now you are going to install your 2 compression fittings, and pay close attention to the direction of each one so that you are properly going to be able to crimp down on the cable. like so. Now to slide the bullet connector onto the Syncon cable, we have to loosen that nut there on the bullet connector. To slide coax cable, as you see there, the black cable goes through and into the bullet connector. You will then slide your compression fittings and a number 6 nut down. You'll tip up the bullet connector and the cable grip, and you'll have to push down until you can get the compression fitting, both compression fittings, to slip up against the number 6 nut and onto the Syncon cable. As you see right there, it slips right up over the Syncon cable there. Here's your compression fittings, and then you'll just take your bullet connector and the number 6 nut and tighten them down. Now once we have exposed or brought in our black coax cable into the body of our bullet, we're going to strip it, and to do so you can use either a stripper or X-Acto knife, razor knife, to peel the jacketing, black jacketing away. Then you'll have your shielding wire, which is your ground. Your middle wire is going to be your hot. The ground will go to the blue, hot up to the brown. You can do a couple ways to terminate them. You can use screw down terminals. Slide the ground, blue ground, into this side, jacketing into this side, screw them down. Or you put them together here and solder them. If you do the soldering, don't forget your shrink tube. That way it'll complete your system. And you're ready to button it up. Before we put the protective sleeve on, we want to make sure to tighten up the nut going into the bullet connector body and the compression nut. Make sure you tighten these two down. Make sure we got good compression, and this is good and screwed into the connector body. That could creates a good seal. Make sure to screw this one down first, this one down second, so we get a good seal so we don't have any leaks. Okay, now we're ready to button up the bullet connector. We're going to take our metal sleeve, slip it back into place where you line up your screw holes. You're going to take your cable grip, loosen it up, and slide it now back up to be able to slip on your protective jacket. It's going to go on the cable and then slip down. Make sure to line up your screw holes as well. Take the 3 screws, tighten those down. Takes a little bit to line up those holes. Be careful not to force the screws in. They're easily can be stripped out. You just want to make sure to work it back and forth nice and easy until you get a nice groove or thread.
And get all 3 of them in before you tighten.
Get all 3 of them in before you tighten them all the way down. It's a good rule of thumb. Once you get your jacket nice and tight, now you're just going to take your cable grip and adjust it. This is where you're going to have an adjustment for when you hook up your pigtail to the end here to the tractor. And then what you're going to do is make sure to use your cable guide grip and adjust it properly for the proper slack. And that is how you re-terminate a bullet connector.